And good evening, East Alabama and West Georgia. Dr. Don in here with you on your Thursday evening, February 16, 2023, for a weather update. We've been advertising now for about 7 days of a severe weather event that could take place across East Alabama and West Georgia this evening during the overnight and into early tomorrow morning. And I'm happy to report to you at this hour, it does not look as significant as the models have been telling us it could have been. Now, there are certainly showers and thunderstorms out there, and there certainly is a risk of severe weather, but not nearly as significant as the computers have been telling us leading up to this evening. Now, having said that, we're not trying to minimize anything. You do need to still be weather aware as we go throughout the overnight hours, especially across central Alabama and even into East Alabama. I think the further east you go, the less the chance is of seeing any severe weather during the overnight. And I think with each passing hour, we don't see severe weather. I think that threat also lessens even more as we get into the cooling nighttime hours. The chance of severe weather just doesn't seem to be very likely. However, having said all of that, the upper level air conditions are such this evening that there certainly could be a rogue severe thunderstorm or a quick spin up tornado. I just don't think it's going to be widespread. I don't think we're going to see a significant severe weather outbreak across East Alabama or West Georgia this evening. So we're looking at the National Weather Service Doppler weather radar brought to you by Southern Union State Community College, scanning from Shelby County Airport there, just south of Birmingham this evening. And you can see those heavier embedded showers and thunderstorms at this hour up there along the I-20 corridor, stretching back down to around Sylacauga, and then down to around Clanton over in Chilton County, and then down to around Selma in Dallas County. Then we also have that one heavy thunderstorm there just south of the Shelby County Airport there, just south of Alabaster. Probably that is the strongest thunderstorm in this particular radar shot at this hour. That would be this storm over here just south of Alabaster. You see that we have a hail marker over there. So that's probably the strongest thunderstorm out there at the moment, though that one coming up on Sylacauga is certainly respectable. And then down in Dallas County, we have that heavy thunderstorm there just south of Selma. And then most of this stuff up here to the north along the I-20 corridor from Villa Rica all the way back to Anniston, that's just very heavy rainfall taking place up there. Some embedded, very small, heavier showers up in northern Clay County there around Delta. Then that comes down the stair step of Clay and Talladega County. And then we see some moderate showers down in Tallapoosa County and extreme northwestern Coosa. And then back over in Chilton County, some heavier showers as well. But again, at this hour, no severe weather across the state of Alabama. There was a tornado watch that was in effect until 8 p.m. this evening across most of west and central Alabama. The National Weather Service has allowed that tornado watch to expire, and they're telling us that they're not anticipating reissuing any tornado watches for Alabama or Georgia this evening unless something were to change. And at this point, quite frankly, I just don't believe that is going to be the case. So that's kind of where we stand at this hour. Again, I'll put the radar loop back in motion so you can kind of get a sense of the direction that these storms are moving this evening. They're coming from the southwest and they're moving to the northeast. The one thing I will note, the overall motion to the east is very slow and taking place. So what's happening is we're getting storms training over the same location, storm after storm after storm. So that is causing some pretty significant rainfall totals if you're in that, if you're on that train track. In other words, if you're anywhere between Thomasville and Clanton and Anniston, Alabama, you're right in the middle of that track. So you're just getting copious amounts of rain as these showers pass overhead. And so there could be some localized street flooding taking place in some of these locations. Now, the entire system is slowly moving to the east while the individual storms move to the northeast. So eventually, places like Lineville, Ashland, Roanoke, Wedowee, Woodland, places like Lafayette, Alexander City, even down into the Auburn-Opelika area, eventually you're going to be on the track. So you're going to be getting rain shower after rain shower after rain shower for several hours. And you could experience some localized flooding as well. Same thing for West Georgia. You folks up in Carrollton, Franklin, down into LaGrange, even on down into the Columbus area. You're going to get rain. It's going to continue for most of the overnight. I just don't think at this point we're looking at any significant severe weather. Even though, like I said, I can't completely rule out the possibility, it just doesn't look likely at this hour. So that's kind of where we stand with all of this this evening. I'll go up and take a peek at the chat room and see if anybody has any questions or comments. We appreciate everybody that's in there. Tonight, I know that we haven't spent a lot of time together. We just haven't had that much severe weather to deal with. We've had a couple of pretty significant events, but it just we're getting storms and rain about every 3 days, but thankfully we haven't had a tremendous amount of severe weather, so we haven't been here with you very much in the last couple of months. And though I enjoy hanging out with you, I'm glad we have not had severe weather to deal with. A lot of folks in there this evening. I appreciate all of you who have joined us. If you'd like to help us out, you can click on that link that's popping up there in the chat room. That certainly helps us, and we appreciate it. And we appreciate all you folks who continue to follow us here on Dr. Don's Weather. So for you folks who are just joining us, and we've got well over 500 people in the room now, that's pretty amazing. I'll recap what I was saying just a few moments ago. At this hour, we do not have severe weather anywhere across the state of Alabama. And quite honestly, from the different sets of data that we've been looking at in the last hour or so, it just doesn't look likely. It is possible that we could have a rogue severe thunderstorm anywhere across East Alabama or West Georgia between now and sunrise tomorrow morning. And we could even see a small spin-up tornado or two. But it just doesn't look likely. The atmosphere is cooling off as we get into the overnight hours, and these storms so far have behaved very well across Alabama since about 4 o'clock this afternoon. We had a couple of thunderstorm cells that were in Mississippi about to move into Alabama that were tornadic at around 4 or 5 o'clock this afternoon, but those storms have since weakened, and we just have not seen much severe weather across the state. Now, we have one cell that's moving across extreme northeast Alabama up into northwest Georgia that is prompting special weather statements from the National Weather Service, and that would be because of that gust front you see right there that came just south of Fort Payne. It's now over there just south of Lookout Mountain, just south of Chattanooga, headed toward Dalton. And that's because of that gust front that you can clearly see there on the reflectivity moving across northeast Alabama into northwest Georgia. Nothing like that down here to the south, though. Just very heavy rainfall across the I-20 corridor back over toward Villa Rica and north up to around Rome. And then some heavy rain showers up there around Anniston and Oxford. Scattered showers from Talladega down to Sylacauga and Clanton, and then back down into Dallas County to around Selma. Probably, for those of you just joining us, the heaviest storm in the state right now is going to be just south of Alabaster or just south of the National Weather Service office there at the Shelby County Airport. We'll zoom in on that right there at Montevallo. And you can see that that's a pretty well-defined thunderstorm, maybe even containing some hail. It's trying its best to get an inflow notch back here on the southwest flank of the storm, but it's just not able to get there. So we'll watch that, and we'll watch all of these storms throughout the evening. But again, just doesn't look likely that we're going to see an outbreak of severe weather across the area. So that's what we're looking at this evening. Again, I just want to jump in here right quick and let you know that it is certainly going to rain. It's going to shower, going to have showers and thunderstorms. You're going to hear rumbles of thunder from time to time. Could be even windy from time to time. But I don't think the severe weather threat is as significant as we thought it would be earlier. We'll watch this throughout the night. If something were to change, I'll be right back with you, and we'll go back live, and we'll provide you with wall-to-wall coverage throughout the evening if it becomes necessary. But I don't think that it will. Make sure that you have multiple ways of receiving severe weather information on your phone. If you don't have a weather radio, you know where I'm going with this. You got to get one. I know they're hard to find right now. The last time I checked Amazon, you couldn't even get one off of Amazon. But keep checking, and as soon as you can find a NOAA weather radio, buy one. That thing could save your life. It's only about a $30, $35 investment, and it will wake the dead at 2 a.m. to let you know that severe weather is in the area. So remain weather aware. Go about your normal business, and if there's anything serious you need to know about, we'll tell you about it right here on Dr. Don's Weather. Y'all have a fantastic rest of your evening.